It's time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Thursday, June the 25th, 2020, brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Graveside service for Larry Green, 87 of Muleshoe, is scheduled for 2 o'clock this afternoon, Thursday, June the 25th, at the Dawson County Cemetery, with Dr. Stacy Connor of Muleshoe officiating, and that is at La Mesa. Larry died on Saturday, June the 20th, in Lubbock. He was born April the 10th, 1933, in Levelland to Lewis and Gladys Dell Hall Green. He married Janie Forbes in Lovington, New Mexico, on January the 5th, 1956. Larry served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. He was an avid fisherman and loved good country music and dancing. He enjoyed watching westerns and going to casinos. His main hobby was buying and selling cars. Larry loved to make beef jerky, named Papa's Beef Jerky by his grandson, Rance. He is preceded in death by his wife, Janie, his parents, a brother, Bobby Green, and a sister, Sherry Green. Larry is survived by his two sons, Lance Green and his wife, Sandy of Kermit, and Larry Craig and his wife, Darlene of Arizona. His daughter, Kim Hunt, and her husband, Mike of Muleshoe, a sister, Sandy Green Matthews of Las Vegas, his brother, Fred Green of Pahrump, Nevada, 6 grandchildren, Rance Anderson and his wife, Abby, Landon Green, Holly Hunt and her fiancé, Jordan, Corey Baker and his wife, Geneva, and Matt Anderson and his wife, Sheena. 6 great-grandchildren survive him as well: Red Anderson, Caitlin Baker, Kanan Baker, Stephen Craig, Co Harden, Ava Alderson, Braxton Alderson, and one great-grandson, Anderson, is on the way, and numerous cousins whom he loved dearly. The family suggests memorials be sent to the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizens, P.O. Box 292, Muleshoe, Texas 79347, or the Muleshoe Meals on Wheels program, 300 South 1st Street, Suite 110, Muleshoe, Texas 79347. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com on their website. And repeating, graveside service for Larry Green, 87 of Muleshoe, is set for 2 o'clock this afternoon, Thursday, June 25th, at the Dawson County Cemetery in La Mesa, with Dr. Stacy Connor officiating. Please keep the Green family on your prayer list today. Funeral service for Vita Jean McKinstry Allison. Jean Allison, 97 of San Antonio, formerly of Muleshoe, will be held 11 o'clock Saturday morning, June the 27th, at the First United Methodist Church here in Muleshoe, with the Reverend Monty Lavelle of Artesia officiating. Jean died on June the 20th. She was born November the 8th, 1922, just one day after her parents' 10th wedding anniversary in Hagerman, New Mexico, second of 3 children of Sam and Levita McKinstry. Jean grew up with older sister Sammy, Nan, and younger sister Mildred Adeline on the family farm north of Hagerman on the Felix River, where a rural upbringing instilled the values of hard work, loyalty to family, and civic duty to set the stage for her entire life. Never afraid to get her hands dirty, she participated in local 4-H activities under the guidance and support of her father. And in April of 1936, the Hereford calf she raised was among the winners at the Roswell 4-H Calf Show. She would fondly recall being one of the few girls present at such 4-H activities, as well as one of the few girls to wear pants. In school, she participated in several sports, but perhaps most enjoying beating all her classmates at racing, that is, all but Joe Nell. Jean was a 1941 graduate of Hagerman High School. Following high school, Jean enrolled in courses at Roswell Business College, but she soon began working in the Transportation Corps at Roswell Army Airfield at the outbreak of the Second World War to assist the effort to preserve the greatness of the United States of America. During her time in Roswell, Jean began dating Harold Lamar Allison, a pilot and second lieutenant in the Army Air Forces. The couple married at Hagerman Presbyterian Church on March the 26th, 1944, and spent the first 18 months of marriage moving across the nation from Roswell to Columbia, South Carolina, Sacramento, California, Tampa, Florida, Alexandria, Louisiana, and Dyersburg, Tennessee, fulfilling Harold's various assignments for pilot training. After the war, Harold and Jean initially settled near Roswell to farm and begin a family. But they left for Texas in 1948 with daughter Vida to farm a newly opened and unbroken section of land on the Blackwater Draw near the Pleasant Valley community between Muleshoe and Earth. This farming operation coincided with the families of Harold's brothers, the Gerald and Ethel Allison family, and the Oscar and Sammy Allison family. Jean and Harold raised 5 children on the farm there: Vida, Carolyn, Fred, Jack, and Jim. This stage of her life was perhaps the most fulfilling, as she was able to teach and pass on the values she learned as a child to her children. These values are still appreciated and practiced by her family today. Towards the end of child rearing, Jean returned to college and earned an undergraduate degree in 1977 in secondary education with double majors in English and social studies. Later that year, she began teaching at Muleshoe High School, where she taught American government, American history, world geography, and economics. During her tenure, Mrs. Allison coached the Muleshoe mock trial teams, which won regional honors and competed at the state level numerous times. She took great pride in seeing her students succeed while pushing them to their fullest potential by teaching unyielding optimism and perseverance. Jean Allison also sponsored the Student Community Action Club, SCAC, at Muleshoe High School for many years while teaching and after retirement in 1992. Founded in 1983, SCAC was instrumental in efforts to save local Muleshoe and Bailey County historical buildings. The group organized several fundraising campaigns which raised enough money to relocate and restore the 1913 Muleshoe Santa Fe Railroad Depot to the newly created Muleshoe Heritage Center in 1985, the Janes Ranch House in 1986, and numerous other structures through mid-2000s. Jean spoke proudly and humbly of her dedication to these endeavors and instilled the values of historic preservation to students, family, and friends alike. She was named the Muleshoe Chamber of Commerce Woman of the Year in 1990 and 2009 for her work within the community on so many different levels. Jean was a member of the First United Methodist Church in Muleshoe from 1948 to 2011. She strongly supported the church and credited her happiness and resilience in life to her powerful faith. She fostered connectivity and buoyancy through her presence in the church, in the educational system, and in the community. In October of 2011, Jean left Muleshoe and resided at the Raider Ranch in Lubbock until August of 2018, when she moved to San Antonio's Brookdale Alamo Heights. She is preceded in death by her husband, Harold, parents Sam and Levita, 2 children Jack and Carolyn, and 2 sisters Sammy Allison and Mildred Osborne. She is survived by 3 children, Vida Skoglund and her husband John of San Antonio, Fred Allison and wife Martha of Katy, Texas, Jim Allison and wife Nancy of Lubbock, 7 grandchildren, John Skoglund III of New York City, Olivia Allison and husband David of Kiev and London, Daniel Allison and wife Erin of Houston, Texas, Stuart Allison and wife Lizzie of Washington, D.C., Wendy Ludwikowski and husband Jake of Mobile, Alabama, Marissa Montalbano and husband Henry of Seattle, and Austin Allison of Lubbock. 3 great-grandchildren, Camilla and Cora Allison of Houston, and Maddox Ludwikowski of Mobile, Alabama. She is survived by numerous nieces and nephews, known to each of them simply as Aunt Jean. She shared a unique and cherished relationship with all of them that rivaled the relationship she had with her own children. And, as she would say, there wasn't a bummer in the entire bunch. Although she loved flowers, the family asked that donations be made to the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation in lieu of flowers to best honor Jean's memory. And our hearts here at Channel 6, Mag-Ann and Gil Reynolds, go out to the Allison family, as she was such a pillar of our community and such a close personal friend, longtime family friend from the days back in the 50s when Gil and Ola Bell Lamb moved to Muleshoe, and Harold and Jean and the whole Allison clan were great family friends, but Jean will be missed. She was a wonderful person, a loving person, and a great educator and a pillar of the Muleshoe community. And repeating funeral service for Jean Allison, 97, of San Antonio, formerly of Muleshoe, will be held at 11 o'clock Saturday morning, June the 27th, at the First United Methodist Church with the Reverend Monty Lavelle officiating. Please keep the Allison family on your prayer list. She will be missed dearly. Also, look at the end, listen through the end of the Muletrain today, as we will add in a sweetheart program that Mom did featuring Jean as she was preparing to move from Muleshoe to Lubbock to Raider Ranch. And the Sweetheart program was from September of 2011, that at the end of the Muletrain today. A live stream church service for Helen Ruth Hunter, 84 of Tomball, Texas, formerly of Muleshoe, is scheduled for 11 o'clock Friday morning, June the 26th. Go to fbcmuleshoe.org, the First Baptist website. Click the watch link toward the bottom center of the page, or you can go straight to our website where it will take you, muleshoetv.com, and click on the First Baptist tab at the top of the page to find the live stream of the church service for Helen Hunter. Dr. Stacy Connor and Reverend Barry Boatwright will be officiating, with actual attendance being a private family service. Burial will be in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Helen Ruth Hunter passed away peacefully June the 21st in Tomball. She was born January the 21st, 1936 in Millersview, Texas, to the Reverend Tom Earl and Emily Simpson. She married her friend and love, H.D. Hunter, in Clovis on June the 1st, 1954, who preceded her in death in 2010. Helen loved to love on people. As an accomplished seamstress, she sewed dolls, clothing for her family and friends, and many prom, wedding, and bridesmaids' dresses. Hand appliquing each pearl and sequin, her hands were rarely still. She enjoyed painting, gardening, floral design, crafting, and raising her children and grandchildren. She was a gracious and loving wife and mother. She especially enjoyed her role as Mimi, spoiling her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. She embraced her nephew and nieces as her own children. After the sudden passing of their beloved parents, providing care, love, and compassion, Helen was an incredible woman of God, active in her church and life group, where she loved her church family and friends. She gave unselfishly of her time and energy to others. She was a blessing to so many people that only in heaven will we know the extent of those she influenced to have faith in God and love unconditionally through her gentle spirit and caring heart. Helen served the community as owner and operator, designer of Lasting Impressions, formerly Muleshoe Floral and Gifts, in Muleshoe, Texas, for more than 35 years. She was recognized as a master florist through the region and received several awards of excellence in creating custom, beautiful, and unique floral arrangements for diverse clients and events. She had a keen eye and knowledge of a broad variety of flowers and meticulous attention to detail, capturing the emotions of her customers, friends, and family. She created a visual representation for them during times of loss and her celebration. Helen provided 24/7 service to her clients and community. No matter the task or request, large or small, it must meet her high standards before leaving the shop. Helen strived to not only have a successful business, but make it a place where all suppliers, customers, friends, family, or those passing by in need found a warm smile, listening ear, and a hug if needed for a blessed day. She was preceded in death by her husband, her parents, sister, and 2 brothers. Helen was survived by her son Dickie Hunter and wife Patty of Flower Mound, daughter Debbie Davis and her husband John of Marble Falls, daughter Darla Spatz and husband Hal of Tomball, a daughter Denise Rager of Tomball, grandchildren Tiffany Shuey and husband J. Patrick, Kenneth Kittrell, Darrell Hunter and wife Whitney, Kristen Clift and husband Chad, great-grandchildren Carson, Cameron, and Caven Clift, Jay Ryan and Kinley Shuey, Avon, Johanna, Amelia Hunter, and her nephew Tommy Burris and wife Kathy, niece Kathy Embry and husband Darrell, niece Donna Lee and husband Randy, niece Shirley Smith and husband Jack, children of her beloved sister Mary Burris and husband Floyd, who preceded her in death, brother Paul Simpson and wife Sandy, brother Fred Simpson and wife Rita, sister Pat Mason and husband Terry, plus many nephews and nieces, all of those she loved and touched deeply. Memorials are asked to be made to the Pleasant Hills Children's Home, 292 East Highway 84, Fairfield, Texas 75840. Online condolences can be made at ellisfuneralhomes.com. And repeating, a live stream church service for Helen Ruth Hunter, 84 of Tomball, formerly of Muleshoe, is 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, Friday, June the 26th, at fbcmuleshoe.org. Click on the Watch tab on the First Baptist Church's website, and it'll take you to our website, muleshoetv.com, where you can go to directly if you want to as well, and click on the First Baptist tab at the top of the page. Dr. Stacy Connor and the Reverend Barry Boatwright will be officiating, though with actual attendance being a private family service. Burial will be in the Muleshoe Memorial Park. Please keep the family of Helen Hunter on your prayer list today. Well, on Wednesday, the Muleshoe Bailey County Office of Emergency Management gave us another update on the COVID-19 cases in Bailey County. This was as of Wednesday. They have confirmed 95 cases so far. 42 of those cases are recovered. There are 53 active cases here in Bailey County, and they have administered 473 tests here for the county. The Texas Health and Human Services website does list now one fatality in Bailey County due to the COVID-19. They recommend you continue washing your hands often for 20 seconds and encourage others around you to do the same. Wear a mask, a protective covering over your nose and mouth when you go into public. If no soap and water are available when you're washing your hands, if you're in your car, use hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Cover coughs and sneezes with a tissue, then throw the tissue away. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Disinfect surfaces, buttons, handles, knobs, and other places touched often. Avoid close contact with people. Distance yourself 6 feet from people when you're in public. And if you're sick, please do not go out, and contact your healthcare provider to get tested for what you have. And those are some prevention of COVID-19 suggestions from the Texas Health and Human Services. And once again, the case numbers are 95 confirmed here in Bailey County, 42 recovered, 53 are active, and 473 tests have been given as of Wednesday here in Bailey County. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. This edition is brought to you by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. In an effort to keep up with the latest fraud protection available, First Bank of Muleshoe's My Mobile Money app has been replaced with Secure Lock Equip. Secure Lock Equip is very similar to My Mobile Money, as it is an easy-to-use mobile app that puts the power to protect your debit cards in your hands, and it's available to all participating card holders. It empowers First Bank's customers to prevent fraud if your card is lost or stolen simply by turning your card off from your phone. Control spending by setting limits on withdrawals or transactions. Customize spending ability of online, mobile, or in-store purchases. Set alert notifications for each time a transaction is made. Block international or out-of-area transactions as well. Download the Secure Lock Equip app from Google Play for Android phones or at the App Store for iPhones. Follow the steps to connect to your First Bank of Muleshoe debit cards. If you need more information or help, you can call the First Bank here in Muleshoe, 806-272-4515. Check them out online, fbmuleshoe.com. The First Bank Secure Lock Equip, available now for Android or iPhone through the Google Play Store or the App Store. The First Bank is member FDIC.
Leal's is the best Mexican food I've ever eaten in my life, and I've been alive for 10 years now. Hi, I'm Isla Reynolds, and I enjoy the phenomenal bean burritos, rice and beans and chips, and seasoning salt. I've been around and eaten lots of Mexican food in 10 years, and Leal's is the best, for sure, with the original being located at 1010 West American Boulevard in Muleshoe, Texas since 1957.
Get in now to Frying Cocks in Muleshoe. They have some great ideas for your upcoming 4th of July celebrations and cookouts, including Independence Day decorations, grills like the Charboil Propane, Weber Charcoal Kettle Grills, or the Traeger Pellet Grill. And they have lots of great accessories like rib racks and Traeger rubs and sauces. Yeti coolers in the Roadie 20, Tundra 35, 45, and 65, among others available now at Frying Cocks. The manager special is a water-based stain-blocking primer on sale for $16.99 with a $4 melon rebate for a total of $12.99 good through June. 40-piece impact screwdriver bit set on sale for $24.99 now, and a 2-piece demolition screwdriver set on sale for $9.97, sale good through the end of July. Window air conditioning units in 5,000, 8,000, and 10,000 BTU sizes, including a portable air conditioning unit, and they have in stock a good selection of fans now at Frying Cocks in Muleshoe. Great selection of outdoor thermometers and rain gauges, all available at 401 South 1st Street, Muleshoe, Texas. Frying Cocks, they're open Monday through Saturdays, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. It's time now for the weather forecast, brought to you by K&K Pharmacy. Well, we finally did get a decent amount of rain here at the National Weather Service station at Channel 6 on Monday night as a storm rolled through, and we got 56 100ths of an inch of rain here at the weather station at Channel 6 here in the south part of the city of Muleshoe. Again, just over a half an inch of rain Monday night. The Muleshoe Mesonet got 28 100ths of an inch of rain, and the Earth Mesonet station just next to Tolk Plant got 12 100ths of an inch of rain, so just over a tenth of an inch. But 56 100ths of an inch of rain here at the house, just over half an inch on Monday night. Another storm rolled up on us again on Tuesday night, but it fell apart as it was leaving eastern New Mexico, just crossing the Texas border, and we didn't get any rain from that. It looked promising at first, but no dice on that one. K&K Pharmacy brings to you this edition of the weather forecast. They say to come by K&K Pharmacy right here in Muleshoe, 1411 West American Boulevard, to try a sample of their CBD products. They have gummies, gums, tinctures, capsules, and chocolates in several different brands. For women, they have the Cheeky Well, the Love Nip Bar, the Sleep Bar, the Menopause Bar, among others. Free CBD samples. They also have TerraVita brand and Relax, Focus, and Sleep varieties to help out with those things. Relax, Focus, and Sleep. And also they have CBD fruit chews from the Farmer's Daughter Hemp Company, all available, and you can have free samples now at 1411 West American Boulevard. K&K Pharmacy. They are open from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can call in your orders at 806-272-7511. Text them at 254-271-8605. Pickup, delivery, or mailing options are available at K&K Pharmacy, 1411 West American Boulevard. Sunny today on Thursday, high near 93 degrees, south winds around 15 miles per hour, partly cloudy with a low around 67 tonight. Southeast winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, then mostly sunny on Friday, high near 95 degrees, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, low around 64, south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny, high near 93. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly cloudy, low around 64. Sunday, partly sunny, high near 96 degrees. South-southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Sunday night, partly cloudy, low around 67. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, mostly sunny and hot, high near 100 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Monday night, partly cloudy, low around 66. Another hot one on Tuesday, sunny and hot, high near 100 again, mostly clear, low around 64. Wednesday next week, sunny, high near 96 degrees. So that is depressing. No rain chances in the next 6 to 7 days in the Muleshoe area forecast, but hopefully that will change, and some really hot weather conditions as next week begins, as highs are in the hundreds. But sunny and high near 93 today for Thursday. Partly cloudy, low around 67. High near 95 and mostly sunny on Friday. Partly cloudy, low around 64 Friday night. Then 93 and mostly sunny on Saturday to begin the weekend. K&K Pharmacy has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast. The Board of Directors of the Muleshoe Hospital District will meet in a regular session this evening at 6 p.m. on Thursday, June the 25th, in the dining room of the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, 708 South 1st Street. Items on the agenda are call to order, have an open forum, approve minutes of previous meetings, resolution of banking procedures. Then they'll look at financial and statistical reports, have administrative reports, go into executive session about a deliberation by governing board to certain providers of health care services. Then they will come out of executive session and take action regarding that executive session, and then adjourn. That's all going on this evening at 6 p.m., Thursday, June the 25th, in the dining room of the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, 708 South 1st Street, a Board of Directors meeting of the Muleshoe Area Hospital District. Rachel Faz, the Youth and Family Program Director at the Catholic Charities of Lubbock, informed us to pass on to our listeners that they have a program called FAYS, Family and Youth Success Program. It's a free service for all youth ages 0 through 17 and their families. Mary Beth Melendez is a licensed counselor, and she serves Muleshoe and the Bailey County area. She is bilingual, and you can contact her on her cell phone, 806-332-1432. They serve children and their families that are suffering with depression, bullying, grief, trauma, suicidal tendencies, ADHD issues, anger, anxiety, drug and alcohol abuse by a family member or caregiver, and also children that are coping with divorce or abandonment issues. The FAYS program uses trained professionals and support families and build on their strengths. Their staff is passionate about helping families, knowledgeable about children and youth, and ready to serve the Muleshoe area. The FAYS program offers one-on-one coaching or counseling with a trained professional and group-based learning for youth and parents. And again, it's for children suffering with depression, bullying, grief, trauma, suicidal tendencies, ADHD issues, anger, anxiety, drug and alcohol abuse by a family member or caregiver, or children coping with divorce or abandonment. Again, you can contact Mary Beth Melendez, the licensed counselor that serves Muleshoe and Bailey County, on her cell phone at 806-332-1432, or you can contact the office there in the Catholic Charities of Lubbock, the Youth and Family Program, 806-765-8475, extension 123. So that's a great free counseling program for children in need suffering with depression, anxiety, bullying, grief, trauma, drug and alcohol abuse by a family member, suicidal tendencies, anger, ADHD issues, or abandonment issues, available free of charge by the Catholic Charities of Lubbock. Well, we did our Meet Your Neighbor program this weekend on Saturday. You can see it on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com, brought to you by United Supermarkets. And there on Saturday they had the Youth Fishing Day, which was sponsored by the City of Muleshoe and the Texas Junior Anglers. You can see in our video the winners. They were in the 6 and under category. First place went to Jesus Muniz. He caught an 18 1/8 inch fish. Second place went to Isabel Ramirez, 17 1/8 inch. In the 7 to 11 age category, first place went to Dominique Holdeman. He caught a 15 1/8 inch fish. Second place went to Matthew Diaz, 14-inch fish. And the 12 and over category, first place went to Julian Alvarez, 18 6/8 inch fish, which was the overall winner, as well as in his category 12 and over. And second place went to Calissa Harris. She caught a 6-inch fish. You can see all those winners pictured at the end of the video. Thanks for the courtesy photo from Zana Carpenter, as we weren't there for the actual awards program. But you can see many awards being handed out over the hour we were there, and several of these winning fish being caught. Meet Your Neighbor is brought to you by United Supermarkets. Well, we'll have pictured on our screen now on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com, shortly. The Muleshoe Art Association announced that Derek Barone is the recipient of the Muleshoe Art Association Scholarship Award for 2020. Derek is the son of George and Raquel Barone. Derek will be studying engineering in the fall at South Plains College. So congratulations to Derek Barone as the recipient of the Muleshoe Art Association Scholarship Award for 2020. We'll have him pictured on our screen here in the next couple of days, muleshoetv.com. We'll be back with more Muletrain news in just a few moments, so please stay tuned. Since 1925, AIM Bank is proud to be one of the largest locally owned and operated banks in West Texas. Our expert bankers have an in-depth understanding of the local economy, and we are proud to provide our customers with quick local loan decisions. At AIM Bank, we know that strong local partnerships are crucial for growth and success. Investing in you has been our focus from day one. We provide the latest in technology for your online and mobile banking with features like mobile check deposit. At AIM Bank, we care about your accounts as much as you do, so we pride ourselves on real personal attention because we are also your neighbor. We invite you to come in and experience the real personal attention AIM Bank has to offer. We want to know you because we live, work, and raise our families right here in Muleshoe too. AIM Bank is committed to making a difference in the communities we serve. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Virtual visits now available from the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Go to your iPhone or your Android phone and you can download now at the App Store or Google Play Store free of charge virtual visits through the Blue Jeans app, where you can meet virtually from your home or office with your healthcare provider at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Download Blue Jeans app. That's Blue Jeans, all one word, capital J, BLUEJEANS, from the App Store or Google Play, and then call to set your virtual appointment. The Medical Clinic of Muleshoe, 806-272-7531, or the Muleshoe Family Medicine Clinic, 806-272-7544. Virtual visits now available through the Blue Jeans app at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center. Again, download the Blue Jeans app from the App Store or Google Play Store, and then call and make your appointment. Medical Clinic of Muleshoe, 806-272-7531, or the Muleshoe Family Medicine Clinic, 806-272-7544. Make sure to go to our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Sweetheart program at the top center of the page, and you can hear our new Sweetheart program that we just did featuring Tom and Rhonda Carter. Tom has just retired after over 20 years in the ministry, in the last 3 years here at the First United Methodist Church of Muleshoe and at Earth, and they have purchased a home and are moving to Lubbock. So good luck and God bless to our sweethearts here on Channel 6, Tom and Rhonda Carter. They've been here for the last 3 years in Muleshoe, and we wish them the very best of luck in their retirement years. We notice as well that Mindy McClanahan, who Tom replaced, she went and got an office job in the Northwest Texas Conference offices in Lubbock. She is now back in the pulpit, as she will be going this June to take over at Spearman United Methodist Church, and that's sort of the area she originally came from and grew up in. Mindy McClanahan, good luck to her as she's taking over as the minister at Spearman United Methodist Church. The Bailey County senior citizens announced the red, white, and blue and you at their 16th annual 4th of July brisket barbecue meal. It will take place next weekend, Saturday, July the 4th, and it will be 10:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. They will do home delivery of their plates and have their drive-through in the back of their building there on the east side. Then they will serve inside the building at 12 noon. It's $12 per plate. Everyone is welcome, and it is on Saturday, July the 4th, the 16th annual 4th of July brisket barbecue meal, a big fundraiser for the Bailey County senior citizens. Main and Avenue D, $12 per plate. They will be having baked goods auction and entertainment by Tom Skinner inside. Temperatures will be checked at the door for those coming inside, 65 and older, with medical issues are encouraged to choose the drive-through or home delivery options. And again, 319 South Main Street on Saturday, July 4th. If you want more information or order a home delivery, call 806-272-4959. The Senior Center 16th Annual 4th of July brisket meal. That is a big fundraiser always and a good time. Make sure to join us at the end of the Muletrain today. As I mentioned earlier, we'll have our Sweetheart program featuring Jean Allison from September of 2011. Of course, Jean Allison recently passed away, and we'll feature that Sweetheart program remembering her. On your prayer list today, remember Bonnie Carpenter and Terry Byers, Matthew Alicon, Betty Ruth Wood, Sandy Noble, Gail Morris. Keep on your prayer list today Vicki Birch, Margaret Berman, Robert Montgomery, Mary Nell Bleeker. Remember, please, as well, on your prayer list, Maureen Hooten, Barbara Blackman, Betty Noble, Joe Jinks, and Tom. Remember Judy Lambert, who's in nursing facility in Lubbock, Pat Nichols, Patty Kent, J.W. Harrington. Remember Tanya Crawford and Sally Ellis and all those that are residents at the Parkview Nursing Care Center. Remember Leonardo Aviles on your prayer list today, along with Kearney Scoggin. Keep these families that are grieving the recent loss of a loved one on your prayer list today as well. Larry Green, the family of Jean Allison. Remember the family of Helen Hunter, the family of Arthur Dwayne Wheat, the family of Dell Nichols, the family of Jimmy Royston of Earth, the family of Manuel Camarillo, the family of Jose Orozco, and the family of Tink Seaton. Keep the family of Josephine Fragosa on your prayer list today, as well as the family of Sherry Ann Denton. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News Program, brought to you today by the First Bank, along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear our latest Muletrain News programs, as well as all our archived ones, free of charge, on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of our front page.
This is Tumbleweed Smith. A wedding with broomsticks. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at BCEC. COOP.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Ronald Ray was Justice of the Peace in Monahans 18 years.
During the time I was JP, I'd done weddings. And one day there was a friend of mine, a black guy, came in and said, "I want to jump over the broomstick." I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you?" I said, "Yes, sir, I know what you're talking about. You want to get married." Well, my great-granddad done a lot of those weddings back in Louisiana, but I didn't know how to do one at the time. So I missed my chance to do a wedding where they jumped over the broomstick. The way they do it, they lay two brooms down side by side, and the groom gets on one side and the bride on the other. And somewhere in the wedding, this is just part of it, it'd be like, do you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband? And if you do, jump over the broomstick. So he would jump in between the two brooms. And then you'd say to the husband, if you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife, then jump over the broomstick. And when they both jumped inside the broomstick, you'd pronounce them man and wife. The brooms meant that they was having a clean sweep in their life. They was starting a new life, and they got rid of everything in the old life. And I thought that was a pretty neat thing.
Did they actually pick up the brooms and do some sweeping?
Well, they took the brooms home with them and kept them in their homes. When they'd sweep out their homes, that indicated, that they was having a clean life together.
And this, you say, dates back to slave days?
It came over with the slaves, and in the South, they done this in the southern states. If I had the opportunity, I'd do one today because I'm still authorized to do weddings.
Ronald Ray of Monahans. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.
It is time now for the Sweetheart Program, brought to you today by the First Bank and Raised Grain Art.
Jean Allison is our sweetheart for today. Mrs. Allison is moving from Muleshoe, her home of many years, to Ryder Ranch in Lubbock next month. She has lived in the Muleshoe area for 67 years. The really nice thing is that her sister Mildred also lives at Ryder Ranch, and her son Jim and family live in Lubbock also. So she will be next to family and friends both. And we think that this is so smart for Jean Allison, and we wish her the best and God's blessings in her move. And you are being honored by the First Bank of Muleshoe. All the bank you'll ever need, of course, on First Street, right here at home in Muleshoe, where they can make you first when you bank with them. And Raised Grain Art, where they can etch and glass and stone as well. And now a message from one of our sponsors.
The First Bank of Muleshoe is proud to announce First Bank Online, www.fbmuleshoe.com. You can transfer funds easily between accounts, make loan payments, view current and previous statement activity, pay bills online with Bill Pay, and bank anytime with 24/7 access. Call or come by the First Bank here in Muleshoe, 202 South First Street, 272-4515, and they can get you registered. Member FDIC. First Bank, announcing First Bank Online, www.fbmuleshoe.com.
One of the many, many talents of Jean Allison is that she's quite a letter writer, and she also is a very dependable lady. And that's two things that you don't find in today's society now. They've almost died away. I bet we have gotten hundreds upon hundreds of thank you notes and letters that go into detail from Jean Allison about the many things that she has been involved in this community over the years. She was born Jean McKinstry to Sam and Levita McKinstry in Hagerman, New Mexico. She was the second of their three daughters. Her older sister was the late Sammy Allison, who, of course, also lived in Muleshoe so many years, and her younger sister is Mildred Osborne of Lubbock. She graduated from Hagerman High School and then attended business college in Roswell. Her mother, Levita McKinstry, who taught piano here in Muleshoe well into her old age and was very active in this community also, wanted Jean to come home to Hagerman and work in the bank like a proper young lady should. But all the young men in her community had gone off to war. And Jean said laughingly, she remembered that she wanted to be where the boys were. So she got a job at Roswell Air Base and worked there. She dated Harold Allison, who was working on the family farm at East Grand Plains near Roswell. They both had grown up in Hagerman and rode the same school bus. But Harold was 6 years older than Jean, and she had first dated his brothers Wiley Grizzle Jr. and Oscar Allison. Oscar was a prisoner of war later in Germany, and Wiley was a fighter pilot in England. When another brother, Gerald Allison, and his wife, Ethel, and their 3 little children came back to the farm, that gave Harold the opportunity to join the Air Force, which he had wanted to do for some time. After Harold got his wings, he came back home, and Jean and Harold were married March the 26th, 1941, at the Presbyterian Church in Hagerman, New Mexico, where the McKinstry family were faithful members. That little church is still standing today and is still used in Hagerman, Jean says. The newlyweds moved to Columbia, South Carolina, where he was stationed. They rented an upstairs apartment from a sweet little lady, and Jean can remember everything. She said she had red hair, and her name was Mrs. Shepherd. And every day when Harold came home from the base, he had to stop and visit with Mrs. Shepherd. And Jean would wonder, what in the world is he doing down there? Harold trained in 3 different aircrafts, the last being the B-29s, and was ready to go overseas when the war ended. He always said he was the best trained pilot who never got to see any action at all, and he was very disappointed at that. He was discharged from the Air Force in 1943, and Jean and Harold Allison moved back to the farm near Roswell. By this time, Harold and his brothers, Gerald and Oscar, had purchased land near Muleshoe in the Pleasant Valley community area in Lamb County. Oscar had been released as a prisoner of war by this time. In 1944, Harold and Jean moved from New Mexico here to the Muleshoe area, and they first made their home in a little ready-built house out in the country. The Allison brothers had 3 small farms at that time. In 1950, Harold and Oscar built brick homes on U.S. Highway 70 next to each other, and at the same time, Gerald built his home nearby, closer to the Pleasant Valley Community Center. They were all very active in the community. In 1949, Harold and Jean Allison's first child, Vida, was born. In 1948, Carolyn. In 1950, Fred. 1953, Jack. And Jim in 1957. After rearing her children, Jean went back to school to Eastern New Mexico University in Portales, commuting, and got her degree and taught at Muleshoe High School for 15 years. She graduated from college with honors. She always taught in the social studies department, and history was her love. She remembers she taught U.S. government, and she also was well known for doing 2 things. She was the sponsor of the mock trial team, and they did so very good in competition, even in the state of Texas. And also she would have a mock election, especially on presidential election years. And one year, at the last part of her teaching career, she had 2 candidates visit, George W. Bush and Kent Hance, who were running for our U.S. Congress to replace George Mahon, longtime congressman from our district. Of course, Kent Hance is now at Texas Tech University as the chancellor, and George W. Bush went on to be governor of Texas and then our president of the United States. She remembers especially that the young ladies in her class liked George W. Bush because he was so young and handsome, and he wanted to hear what the students were interested in. In 1983, some of her students approached her to help them save the Santa Fe Depot. From that group, the Student Community Action Club of Muleshoe High School was organized, and she was the longtime first sponsor of that organization that is still today in action. They have contributed a vast amount of money to the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation to restore the historic buildings at the center, and Jean is very proud of them and their many, many members through the years. Most of their money has been raised through the annual auctions here every spring on Channel 6, which Jean Allison helped instigate for so many years. She has been named Woman of the Year by the Muleshoe Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture twice. She is a very active member of the First United Methodist Church of Muleshoe and faithful in her attendance. She's also a faithful member of her Fidelity Sunday School class at the church. She has worked as a helper at Kids for Christ. Her daughter Vita is here right now helping her to move. All of her children graduated from Muleshoe High School and were reared here. Vita is Mrs. John Skoglin of San Antonio, and her husband is an attorney there. Her son Fred was a Marine, and he is now working for the Marines, writing their history, and lives in Virginia with his wife Marty. Fred has his Ph.D. Jim, her youngest son, and his wife Nancy have just recently moved back to our area and will live there in Lubbock nearby her. Jim is a claims manager for Rain and Hail out of Amarillo and is responsible for a very large territory. Jean Allison has 7 grandchildren also. John Skoglin, who works for the Japanese consul in New York City. Olivia, doing research for our government in London. Daniel, an attorney in Houston. Stuart also lives in Houston and has a new job as an architect, but will be joining our United States Navy soon. Marissa has just graduated from college in Virginia and is also doing research. Wendy is married to Jake Ludwikowski. She is a counselor and teaches at Iowa State while working on her Ph.D. in psychology. Austin is a senior at Tech, studying history, and has been so very faithful to visit regularly his grandmother and does so many nice things for her. And she is extremely proud of all of her family, and justly so. And you, the friends of both Jean Allison and Jenny McVicker, are invited to a going-away reception in their honor Sunday afternoon, that is the 9th of October, from 1 to 2:30 in the parlor of the First United Methodist Church. And the First Bank of Muleshoe, along with Raised Grain Art, are naming you, Jean Allison, as our sweetheart for today. Raised Grain Art is located at 212 Main Street in downtown Earth, right on U.S. Highway 70. And they can etch in glass and stone beautifully. You must go on to raisedgrainart.com and see all their many beautiful creations, one of a kind, and also like their Facebook at Raised Grain Art. They're open every day, Monday through Saturday, from 9 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. Mickey and Dawn Merritt at Ray's Grain Art, 212 Main Street in Earth. Mickey Merritt's new 3D custom creations are also found at Ray's Grain Art, and he will be happy to take your special orders. And he can also do Ray's Grain Art with your personalized name on it. Ray's Grain Art's telephone number is 806-566-6105. And they now can etch in both glass and stone beautifully. And you, Jean Allison, are invited by Dawn and Mickey Merritt to come by Ray's Grain Art at 212 Main and select any one of their beautiful Ray's Grain Art pieces, as you are our sweetheart for today. And also being recognized by all of us here at Channel 6 as our friend and sweetheart every day, and in cooperation with the First Bank, all the bank you'll ever need, of course, on First Street in Muleshoe. God bless you, Jean.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm in love with you.
Listen for the Sweetheart program every Monday through Saturday here on Channel 6, rotating throughout the day. And you can find it on our website, too, at GilhamAdvertisingMuleshoe.com. Click on the Sweetheart button on the left side, and you can hear that on demand throughout the next 7 days on our website. The Sweetheart program is brought to you today by the First Bank and Ray's Grain Art. If you would like to nominate someone to be our sweetheart, you can call us right here at Channel 6, 806-272-3990.